Most follow-up messages are like a clingy ex texting, "Hey, just checking in." You know it's coming, you dread opening it, and you never want to reply. So if you sound like every other desperate salesperson, just circling back, and you know that's going straight into your client's inbox labeled "Ignore Forever," let's fix that today. My name's Luke. I've been in the sales game for over 20 years. And when things changed for me is when I stopped following up and checking in and used these very simple sales techniques to ensure that my prospects checked in with me. Check out the links below. There's a ton of free sales assets to get you more yeses on your sales calls. In this video, I'm going to take you through a very simple sales follow-up flow to ensure that your prospects keep their guard down because you care and you're here to help. Again, warning, everything I'm about to tell you is backed by real data and real science. But don't worry, I'm trying to keep this super simple. I've left out all the big words and all the fluffy marketing language to help you get some quick results. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So what's the problem? The problem is that because 99% of sales reps have no clue what they're actually doing, you can guarantee that your prospect has already been multiple times checked in with, followed up with, circled back to, and all that jargon that just screams, "I'm desperate to sell you something." And it's that common sales language that we need to get rid of. Salesforce reports that 48% of prospects will never engage with your classic follow-up sales tactics. Why is that? Because the way we articulate ourselves in that regard triggers our prospect's brain and tells it there's a sales pitch coming. So what are we going to do about it? So the key to igniting an old conversation is to interrupt our prospect's mental patterns and spark curiosity. And we can do this one of two ways or both. The first way is a familiar tone of voice. And the second way is to slow down and buy the mental space that you can exist in on the call. You see, when the prospect's brain is scanning for threats and it hears that classic sales language, it's immediately going to cause resistance, get the guard up, and the call is going to go no further. But perhaps when you sound like a peer or an old contact, it's going to spark a bit of curiosity, bring the guards down. Okay, let's put this into a usable script you can go away with today and test. You could say something like, "Hey Bob, it's Luke Farrell. We spoke 3 or 4 months ago about the problem X, Y, and Z that you were having, and you were struggling to get your desired outcome of 1, 2, 3. But then I didn't hear back. Did you guys give up on that? Or what actually happened?" Okay, so let's break that down. You would have noticed that there was a verbal pause there when I said my name. That verbal pause is going to trigger some familiarity, and curiosity, and instantly the prospect should be starting to let their guard down, even from that first introduction. Again, more familiarity. I hate that word. When I said, "I think we spoke maybe 3 or 4 months ago," I'm not coming in stating that I said that we did something. Again, I'm sounding curious and I'm trying to trigger curiosity on them. And I know what you're thinking. Hang on, Luke, this isn't the alpha sales guy I need to be. I can't be going in all fluffy and curious and asking questions. Well, trust me, you can. Let's keep going. You will remember in my previous video where we talk about repeating our prospect's language back to them. I did that when I said you were having that problem and looking for that desired outcome. I need to be directly quoting from our previous conversation. And then a challenge at the end because we want to start building tension, but a soft challenge. Did you give up on that or what actually happened? So we're just trying to sound human, trigger a little bit of curiosity, open the conversation, get the prospect's guard down. You're probably sitting there thinking, "Luke, why do I need to listen to you?" Well, maybe you don't need to listen to me. But you can take any of the market data out there and think for yourself. For example, Gong.io recently did a survey and they found that 48% of our prospects won't even reply to a follow-up until 5th attempt. So are you going to wait to the 5th attempt where there's a 50-50 chance that they may or may not respond? Or are you going to try some of these very simple sales tactics way earlier in the engagement? And again, there's a ton of data out there from SalesLoft around pattern interrupts and how that boosts any engagement. Guys, remember, this is science, but it's not rocket science. It's tested psychology meets performance sales, and that's where we want to live. Finally, what can you do right now, today? Well, you know I love data. So what I want you to do is take 5 or 10 minutes to yourself and think back to the last 4 or 5 sales conversations that you've had and write down the reasons as to why they initially reached out in the first place. If you've recorded your calls, which you definitely should be able to go back and find the exact language that they used when they were on the call with you. Now, plug it into the framework that I just told you and just practice. 5-10 minutes a day. Talk to the kids. Talk to the dog. Practice that familiar tone, that curiosity that you're going to bring to the next sales call. Team, all we want to do is keep sales super simple. I get it. There's a ton of information out there. YouTube, Instagram sales gurus that, to be fair, haven't even been alive for as long as I've been selling. I'm trying to break this down, keep it super simple for you. Again, check out the links below. Once you sign up, you'll start getting free sales assets, tips, tricks, stories in your inbox every day. I get it. No one likes to follow up and no one likes to be followed up with. But that mentality has to change. And I want you now to go and feel like you can follow up like a pro. No begging, no awkwardness. Just clear, concise, and confident sales calls from now on. Check out the links below, write some shit down, start collecting data, and let's go.